listen up, it's time for a tale about a podcast that'll leave you frail. Hard way wrestling coming at you raw, bringing the heat, breaking every law. They drop the truth, no holds barred, talking smack, getting you hyped up hard, calling out the fakes, exposing the lies. Hard way wrestling taken by surprise. Hard way wrestling coming to your city. Nothing but realness, nothing but grit. Going down a gauntlet, making them mark. Hard way wrestling straight from the heart.
Oh, we are back again. It is Thursday. It is Throwdown Thursday. And we are here to talk about one thing and one thing only. Did you guys see that OJ died?
Yeah. Hey, you know what's hysterical about that? Cornette will never get his $5,000 back from OJ for screwing up the one of his Smoky Mountain pay-per-views that he was trying to do. So yeah, Cornette will never get his money back off of OJ.
Was he in jail or what happened?
No, that was it was the same night as the Bronco chase, and they were doing one of their big shows, and everybody stayed home to watch the Bronco chase. So he always jokes that OJ owes him like $5,000 for that night. That's the night that Jake Roberts, who was their champion at the time, the house bombed so bad he paid Jake an extra couple hundred dollars just because the house was so bad. But he still came out anyways, and then Jake no-showed him the next month.
So he doesn't think that the Houston Rockets finals, NBA finals, had anything to do with him drawing bad.
No, it was the OJ.
Because I know I was watching the finals when that idiot came on and they kept cutting it. It had the finals in picture when that joke was running around in a Bronco. Anyway, rest in peace, OJ. I think now's the time you take that glove and you see if you can get it on his hand.
Well,
after don't fit, you're all full of shit.
I think it would fit this time.
You think it would fit? He's just a little thinner. He went downhill pretty quickly. So, all right, what's up, everybody? We are back. We're here to talk about the bullshit from AEW last night. If you're on here on YouTube, or if you're not on YouTube and you're over on Facebook or Twitter, make sure you come into our YouTube, like, subscribe, ring the bell. Make sure if you're on this video, they give us a like. We want to see as many thumbs up on these videos as possible because it helps us in our algorithm. Blah, 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 whatever.
There's always a Hardy in the house.
There's always a Hardy in the house.
Don't come in the YouTube. Talk to us in the YouTube. We don't need to have to clean up the YouTube chat after whatever.
You can come wherever you want.
That's none of my business, quite frankly.
So, last night, Dynamite was on, and they promised to show us footage from All Out. We didn't know what it was going to be. Honestly, we thought it was going to be maybe a parody. We were going to get South Park parody or whatever we were going to get. And they showed the actual footage from All Out, the back room. The staging area. What they don't call gorilla. What do they call it? The go position? Is that what they call it in AEW?
Dumbass position.
Yeah.
So, we all got to see it last night. I actually was trying to post it on YouTube and it got blocked immediately. You know where else it got blocked? I got 2 community violations on TikTok.
Twitter?
TikTok. No, Twitter's the Wild West.
Okay.
Twitter, you do whatever the fuck you want.
I gotta get me on that.
Yeah, Twitter's crazy. You might one screen you have wrestling, next screen you have a boobie, or a crotch. So I mean, it's in wrestling it could be the same thing either way. So, but yeah, no. So what? And we'll get to why the YouTube stuff here in a bit. But Ricky? What did you think of the video last night?
As long as I've waited to see this, like it was exactly what I thought it was gonna be, just straight dumbassery all over. Like I don't understand the whole point of showing this. Like 8 months now past the point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 8 months.
Like are they just trying to? They're putting egg on their own face at this point. Like, there's no reason. Punk's long gone from there. Punk's minding his never mind. He's not minding his own business really in WWE, but still to take shots at him at this point is just stupid.
Is it real shots though? I mean, here. All right, I got a theory of what happened here anyway. But go ahead, Scotty. What were your thoughts on the video?
Well, I mean, I got to see the security cam footage because Austin was nice enough to post a link to just the footage, and then I watched the
Which is still on Twitter, by the way.
No, it's not. It's gone.
I just looked at it. I just looked at it again.
The link that Austin sent was broken.
Oh, maybe that one is. Maybe that one.
Yeah. I mean, there's probably 1,000 of them going around, but the link that Austin sent was broken when I went back to watch it again this morning. But you know, I watched the link for the footage last night, and then I watched the actual full clip today, except for the fact that in the YouTube clip, the AEW itself posted that CCTV camera footage from Wembley is taken out of that clip. So you see the Young Bucks talking, you hear them saying like, "Hey, we'll show you the clip." Then it cuts right back to the Bucks talking again. And I was like, okay. And then I watched the FTR part of it too. But no, I watched the clip and it's like, you're looking at this and you're like, all right. Like Ricky said, it's what I expected. You know, a bunch of jaw jacking between Perry and Punk. You know, Punk gets a word in that Punk, Perry gets a word in that Punk doesn't like. Punk's like, you know what? Fuck this. Shoves him, guillotines him, pull apart. It's pretty much exactly the way Punk described it. So it's like, okay, like, you know, I don't see, like, you know, and then you see Punk lean over the barrier and yell at somebody. I'm assuming it was Tony.
He yelled at Tony. Tony, you know, this place.
You're a clown.
You're a clown. I quit.
Fucking clown, you fucking curly headed fuck.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah. No, I don't get it either. Why? What is, like Ricky said, what is the point of this? What did they gain by this? They didn't advance a storyline because nobody believes that this was the reason that Bucks lost to FTR the last time around.
I think that's exactly why
they're trying to make this a story out of it.
They're trying to make
it's their excuse. Yeah. It's their excuse for not beating FTR at Wembley, and now, but still, just the point of doing it is just ridiculous. Like, come up with something better.
They can't.
I feel like somebody let Punk know this was going to happen ahead of time, and that's why it was okay for Hawani to talk to him about it. Wouldn't that make sense?
Well,
this was exactly what Punk said. You know, Punk can probably embellish, but this was almost to a T what Punk said.
Yeah.
So do you think that somebody gave him the Iggy about, hey, they're going to release this footage here the week after WrestleMania to maybe get WrestleMania headlines out of the wrestling headlines and get AEW in there, and maybe you should cut this off at the pass, because up until this point they weren't talking about it. Yeah,
but here's the thing, and you know, I could see that being a possibility, but my question is, to me, this feels like a knee-jerk reaction by Tony Khan. Something I read earlier today as well is that the Bucks didn't want to do this. It was a Tony Khan idea. Same thing with the Will Ospreay promo, which we might get to in a little bit. Same deal. Ospreay wasn't told to say, or it wasn't something that Ospreay came up with on his own, is what I'm trying to say. He was told to say it. So to me, it seems like.
Do we know that?
That again, I've seen several reports of it. I can't completely confirm that, but what to me, why like the footage, especially Ospreay, maybe not. We can, you know, that's a debatable thing, but the footage, to me, that sounds exactly like something Tony Khan would do when he gets upset and mad, and that his little action figures aren't doing what he wants them to do. You know. And so that's why it's like, you know, because that's like, again, your theory could be correct that, hey, they have this footage, they're going to release it, that kind of thing. But to me, it's like, it feels more of a knee-jerk reaction by Tony to be like, oh my god, he made fun of me and called me a clown, and I'm gonna release this footage because it makes him look bad. Yeah. He's throwing a temper tantrum.
Easy there, Cartman.
Fuck you guys.
Yeah, no,
I don't know what the point of all this was.
Yeah.
I don't see. It didn't hurt anybody. I'm lying. It didn't hurt CM Punk.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? It did not hurt CM Punk. CM Punk did not lie. CM Punk, if it would have come out with CM Punk smacked Tony in the fucking mouth and then drop kicked Chris Hero, who was trying to usher him out, and then he smacked the fucking Samoa Joe in the lip, you know, maybe. But it was exactly how it hurt. It hurt
AEW.
It hurt AEW. It made Jack Perry look like a bitch.
Yeah.
Tony Khan.
It made Tony Khan doesn't have to look any more horrible than he already looks. It makes AEW in a whole look bad. It makes the talent look bad. That's who's hurt over all this whole thing.
Yeah.
You're working for a company that is struggling, right? They're struggling. Their ratings are struggling. They were better last night, but they weren't fucking phenomenal, right? They're struggling for ratings. They're struggling for ticket sales. They're struggling for viewership and other demographics, and they're struggling to have. I mean, the talent isn't the problem because they're buying that talent. And, you know, money talks. They're bringing people in. They're struggling for storylines. You name it, they're hurting. The only people that really care and that matter in this whole thing is the talent. And they got to be sick, right? This kind of explains a little bit about why Drew McIntyre hasn't jumped ship yet. Why the fuck would he want to go to another? He could probably get paid more money than WWE if he went to AEW. More money.
And a way lighter schedule.
Way lighter schedule, right? Because what we're hearing is some of the talent at AEW, if they don't want to work, they don't fucking work, right? They just don't work, right? They get their paycheck, they don't work. And Tony doesn't fight the figures. It's a bad look.
Yeah.
It is a bad fucking look for your company. It's like, I don't know. It's like me having a DJ service, right? And somebody calling and looking for a DJ and me saying, well, we have 5 that work for us. Only 2 of them are worth of shit.
Yeah.
You know, but I don't know who you're going to get, right? It's a bad look. It is a bad look. It's a bad look on the talent. And I'm not just talking about wrestling talent. Did you see Tony Schiavone last night?
Yes.
Yeah.
I felt more bad for Tony Schiavone than I felt for anybody in that whole locker room.
Yeah.
He looked disgusted. And I wish we'd have thought about it, Ricky, when we were standing in front of him at WrestleCon.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Maybe maybe say something to him like, how do you feel about all this nonsense? Because we already knew it was coming out. I don't know. They brushed by it pretty quickly in commentary. They moved on to the next thing, but Schiavone was just head down. It's whatever. And what do you do in that? What do you do when you're Tony Schiavone? You haven't worked in the business in forever, and you finally got a job back in wrestling, and he's paying you a ton of money. What do you do?
Yeah. Now, honestly, I would be calling my lawyer and like, look, get me the heck out of this contract. I'd rather, like, in his mind, I'm sure he'd rather go back to doing baseball, and sports commentary, than doing this at this point. But I think the reason Schiavone was hanging his head, this reminded him, I think, all too much of the, like, while it's not quite in the same genre, it's that turning point. It's that this won't put butts in seats moment for AEW. Like, again, nobody said this, so it wasn't directly said, but, I feel like Tony had that vibe of like, oh, great, we just shot ourselves in the foot right there. Like, and Tony was a part of Eric Bischoff was the reason it happened, but Tony was the one that said it on camera, so he took the flack in WCW for it. So, I think he's seeing this as a turning point, and I think we all should be seeing this as a turning point in AEW of, like, as somebody
You
even
say turning point. I say first nail in the coffin.
yeah, oh yeah.
If not the second nail in the coffin.
I wish FTR would have just called them fuck clowns and walked.
Yeah, no, and that's what it seemed like when FTR came out and shot their little promo in the ring. I really thought that we were getting shoot. It started to be a shoot interview, right? It shouldn't be a shoot promo, and then it quickly turned about, you're blaming another incident on the reason why you guys lost, blah blah blah. And then I don't even know if I have respect for FTR at this point.
Nope. No. I've lost a lot of respect for FTR at this point. And the thing is, something about that promo too. As I was watching it a little while ago, the thing that got me is one, you were saying how AEW is hurting for ticket sales and for viewership and stuff like that. Listening to that promo, the thing that got me the most was how dead the crowd was. You could hear when they were straight talking, like there was not in a large crowd, you can kind of hear a general murmur. Like, the crowd's kind of vibing, there's not a cheer, there's not a boo, but you can hear a murmur of the crowd. You couldn't hear a murmur in that crowd that until after they stopped talking, and then a few people would probably cheer, boo, or whatever. But then as they kept talking, it was dead silent.
Maybe he should have pumped in some top guys like he does the CEO.
Yeah, right.
I think too, and we witnessed it a lot this weekend. NXT, WWE, it's straightforward. You know what's going on all the time, right? Except for the part where we didn't know where the fuck Seth Rollins was coming in at, right? Other than that, it was loud. It was out of control. People were having a good time. They're into it. We went to Ring of Honor, which is an AEW product now, unfortunately. They've ruined fucking Ring of Honor in my case. The matches were good, but there were times where the crowd was really quiet, and I think it was because they were processing. They were trying to figure out what the fuck is going on. How do you cheer for something when you don't know what you're cheering for?
Yeah.
I mean, there was a spot after the 6-woman tag. It was the Kabuki Warriors versus the Kabuki Warriors, and I couldn't tell you who any of them were. And then Mariah May came out, and they did this celebration where they were drinking champagne.
Oh yeah, that's right.
What the fuck is this? What the fuck is this shit? We had no idea what the fuck it was all about. And then last night, Mariah May, that Myra, whatever her name is, came out after she won and held her and gave her champagne and kissed her on the lips. That's why it's quiet at these shows, because people are too busy looking at each other like, can somebody tell me what the fuck is going on here?
Yeah. But something else that's going back to FTR really quick as well. You're saying we lost a lot of respect for him, and I really have. At the time, and honestly, FTR, if you guys ever see this video, I doubt you ever will, but I'm going to speak right to you guys. Put your hands on the television screen right now and let me talk to you.
It's the eye of Scotty.
Preach, Scotty.
FTR, let me tell you something. I get why you guys left WWE when you did. All right. Vince was a piece of shit, literally and figuratively. He wouldn't do anything with you. I get it. I am completely, I don't blame you guys for walking away when you did. And I don't blame you guys for going to AEW and taking the money when you did. All right. But at this point in this company's history, you two have to admit that this is the biggest freaking clown show that you have ever seen in your life. And the fact that the only reason you guys are still there is because of the freaking money. You have not been used well. You have been and still are one of the best tag teams of this generation. You are probably the best of this generation as of this point, but you're letting your talent be squandered. You're letting you're wasting your best years. If I were you guys, just like I would do with Tony Schiavone, tell him to call his lawyer or call a lawyer, Stephen P. New, 87750 Steve. Call him, get the fuck out of your contracts, and get back over to WWE right the fuck now. Like, you guys are not going to go anywhere with this company. If this company lasts another 10 years, you have squandered your
contract was only for 5, I think.
Yeah, well, if they decide
to re-signed again, remember they re-signed again.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. I think it was for 5.
So yeah. I'm sorry, but
I want them to go into business. I want them to just, and maybe it's a thing where they're just playing ball right now, and they're at the next paper dynasty or whatever, and they go into business for themselves and kick the absolute dog piss out of the Bucks and just make it the worst fucking match the Bucks have ever been a part of.
That would be hilarious.
And then look to be fired like Punk did.
That would be hilarious. I can't wait to see that backstage footage.
Yeah, I'd be down for that. But honestly, I don't think they're
good.
No, they're as Cornette likes to say, they've become one of the boys. When you are special, while you are still one of the boys as a wrestler, you are still special in the fact that you are, you're taken more seriously. You're not just one of the jobbers and stuff like that in the sitting in the back waiting to go out to lose whatever match you're going to lose. But in this case, they have made FTR one of the boys. They've made them, on the scale of where they are, even though they are the best tag team out there, they're just kind of with the regular, guys that come in for the $50. They are not special anymore. And that's a freaking problem in my view. So yeah. I hope they do go into business for themselves. I hope they beat the dog shit out of young fucks at Dynasty, but I honestly don't think they will. I think they're doing this for the money at this point. They're just taking the money and running. They don't care, and it's sad. I
think this is the return of Scapegoat Perry here at Dynasty. He's going to come in, be a new member of the Elite, and help the Bucks win the tag titles.
Yeah,
I almost feel like that's where they're going with this whole story.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I really don't know because they're not even communicating with Jack Perry. So, well, the Bucks are, but I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. This whole thing is disappointing. Last week, Edge cut this promo about positivity and let's
everybody could see right through that shit.
This is the best time of our lives. Actually, I thought we saw through it then. I don't think we saw through it. I really think this was an Edge thing. and I grew up watching this, and I was Canadian, blah, blah, I saw Bret Hart, blah, 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 blah. Positivity, best time in wrestling. Whether you choose to watch here, whether you choose to watch here, you should just watch because it's wrestling, blah, 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 blah. That doesn't sound like a Tony Khan go out here and do this. I think this was an Edge thing trying to cut the bullshit with the CM Punk news and all that stuff. And I think Tony was like, nah, fuck that. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it the way I want to do it. So
didn't we say that we were planning on taking a break this week and we knew damn well it wasn't gonna happen?
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Terrible.
I'm just waiting for the next set of Vince news to break, but yeah, and then we got to come back.
He now owns less than 5% of
TKO.
TKO.
Yeah. Okay. Really, just off topic.
You kind of figured though after Mania it probably wouldn't be Vince news, because why would WWE want to try and take all of the momentum out of what they just gained from Mania? You almost kind of figured it'd be AEW doing something dumb.
Yeah, no, that's true. But I mean, WWE isn't really releasing the Vince news. It's everything else releasing the Vince news. But funny thing is, random question to both of you. What do you think he's doing with all that money? He's got right now in liquid assets, he's got almost close to, I think, what did they say? Like almost $1 billion in
Hand
liquid.
sanitizer.
Yeah.
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 Like, I mean, I know he's gearing up for his legal defense, but that ain't gonna cost $1 billion freaking dollars. Like, what
Hey,
are you
Linda. Hey, Linda, I need more hush money on my
guys?
stocks. Ah,
Crazy. We can go over a little bit. We have ratings from last night.
Ooh, yeah. I'm very curious. What hour or like what quarter hour did this thing air
that
in?
was right before it was like 8:45 because I tried to stay as late as I could to watch it.
Yeah.
I had to go to work.
I don't have. Hold on here. I don't have quarter hour or anything like that. I only have total.
Uh,
Wait a minute.
try Wrestle. Are you on WrestleNomics?
Yeah, that's a paid service.
Oh, okay.
830,000 people last night for Dynamite. I'm lying. 819,000 people for Dynamite last night.
On
819 people.
average? Wow. I cannot now I really can't wait to see what the quarter hours on this are because that's about their like last week they were in the sevens.
They were up 7. Yeah, they were up almost. They were almost 100, a little over 100,000.
But that like I was honestly expecting I can't wait to hear a quarter hour breakdown at some point whenever that does come out. But I really was expecting like a bigger average of people. So that means that they started low, picked up at that segment, and then dropped right back off if they're at that kind of average.
Yeah, I don't have. Again, I don't have the.
Yeah, I know we don't have the quarter.
Yeah, they're at 8. Yeah, they drew a 0.30, 18 to 49 rating for that demographic. Some of the other ones what we got here, NXT 647,000, Monday Night Raw 2.3 million.
Wow, yeah,
2.362 even. Collision was 463,000. Which
That was their 11:30 showing after
funny.
Mania Night 1.
That was the people that were standing out front of WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Friday Rampage 267,000. SmackDown 2.63.
Oh my gosh.
Dynamite for last week was 752,000. So
yeah, so they're up.
We're about 60 couple thousand. Yeah, about 60,000 more. So 60,000 more, boys. For what? For fucking what? To bury your product. If you buried your product, you buried your company, you buried your boys. You made yourself look even fucking dumber than you already look, and it made 0 sense. It made 0 sense to pull the curtain back and show that. None. Especially because it didn't say anything different than what CM Punk had already said. It made 0 sense.
And that's the thing. Like what? Like why prove Punk right? That's the other thing about it. Like if this footage showed that Punk was like a complete that he just literally can't, like you said, came out swinging, beat up everybody in the backstage area, beat up Tony Khan, that'd be one thing. But the fact that it proves Punk right, it proves exactly what he said on Ariel Helwani, pretty much down to a T.
You know what it proves? CM Punk is a fucking dickhead. We know that.
Yeah.
Punk is an asshole. Love him or hate him, he's an asshole, right? And they gave him a little bit of they gave him some flexibility in the company to do and kind of keep people in line and say what should go and what should not go because he's got a ton of experience. And then you fucking fire the guy for enforcing his own fucking rules.
Yeah.
You can't talk to people. You can't fucking look.
Do it. Keeps going.
You can't fucking go to your boss. And this is for Punk too. Punk is a fucking higher up, was a higher up in AEW. whether he had the title on paper. Suppose he had two different contracts. He had a talent contract, and then he had a whatever contract. So, but he was the guy that was running things there. You can't do that. I can't go to my boss and tell her to go fuck herself. You can't fucking do that.
We all wish we could, though. And here's a point that I'll make on exactly what you just said. What was the biggest thing in the late 90s in the Attitude Era? Stone Cold versus McMahon. The guy that, flipped his boss off and told him to go fuck himself and, drank beer.
That's on camera, though.
Yeah. I know. But
and maybe in a random hospital with a bedpan.
Yeah, but here's the thing about it. Punk, like, what they did for a shoot or for a work, Punk is for a shoot. Punk is the modern Austin in the sense that he does, like, he's for real about it. He's not playing a character. CM Punk is that guy flipping the bird at his boss, telling him to go fuck himself when something. And here's the thing. We, like, in the Attitude Era, we all looked at Austin like, the adults looked at Austin like, man, I really, like, they lived vicariously through him because they wanted to be that kind of person. They wanted to be able to tell their boss to fuck off. And yet we look at Punk now and we call him a cancer in the locker room because he's doing exactly what we would have wanted to do as employees over the course. Like, why not? I don't know. I'm always going to be the biggest CM Punk mark, but because I relate to the guy, because
figuratively and literally.
When I am so freaking tired of bullshit, when I have told my boss over and over and over again, this is idiocy, this is stupid, I'm friggin' tired of this, why are we doing stuff this way? And he doesn't listen. I wanted to be the one to flip him off, like tell him he's a clown and tell him, to go fuck himself, I quit. Guess what? I can't do that, but I live vicariously through Punk because Punk did, and guess what? Hell fucking yeah. I'm glad he did it. I'm glad he called Tony Khan a clown. I'm glad, like, it may
if
not
you get fired, they're not going to continue to pay you. CM Punk
I know
is
that.
continuing to be paid.
Huh?
CM Punk is still being paid.
Oh, I know. Yeah. I know. Yeah. But hey, you know what? Like, I live vicariously through the guy. I love him because I get who he is. I get why he is the way that he is. That's why, in a lot of respects, like, I don't agree with Cornette on everything, in some of his other facets of life, but I get the guy because I get how grumpy he is and I get how stupid, like, people can be. So that's why I like Cornette. I like listening to the guy because I was listening to when he, Mustang landed on his fence. And his exact words to people when somebody pissed him off after a Mustang landed on his fence in his front yard, he was like, "You're all a bunch of fucking idiots. And I'll have you fucking flatline on the way to the fucking hospital. Go fuck yourselves. Get fucked." That's the huh?
That might be a little extreme.
I love it. I think, like, and I've wanted to say those things.
When you get to a certain point in your life and you have that kind of money, or Cornette's not hurting for money for sure because he's selling all those fucking action figures that are terrible. And he's got money from over the years of working, and CM Punk's got billions, whatever much money he's got now, and there is a little bit there where you can go, you know what, fuck you, go fuck yourself.
Yeah,
right?
But again, I live vicariously through that because I can't do that. I gotta keep my job, so I can't say the things that I think.
I think Punk wanted out of that fucking company, and I think this was like a perfect storm.
Yeah,
and like he was looking for a way out. He found a way out.
Yeah, ever since that night he visited Monday Night Raw, and he was backstage the locker room right before they asked him to leave. I think that's what put it in his head that he needed to go back there.
Yeah.
So he said, I was more eager to see the eye of Scotty today than the backstage.
I think we did see the eye of Scotty, both of them.
Yeah. No, again, at the end of the day, you hurt nobody but your own company. And what now? Here you go. What do we do next week? Do we review footage of Sky Blue changing in the locker room?
That'll get
I mean-
kicked off television.
Yeah, but the ratings though.
Yeah.
Tell me this. Tell
I'm
me
in.
this. It was
Yeah.
it was so important to get this out there. Why did they copyright strike everybody on YouTube?
Yes, that's another thing. I don't understand why all of a sudden this is like,
Because that's not a thing. Like when somebody uses, you get to a certain amount of views or whatever, you have more control over your videos, whether people use them or not. When they get emails when somebody uses their product, all these videos have little codes in them.
yeah,
Like if I would steal one of their videos and put it up, that code is red, sends them a message saying, "Hey, so and so is using your video. Would you like to have them take it down, copyright strike or whatever?" And they do that, right? All these fucking videos went down yesterday. All of them.
well, and here's the other thing that gets me.
Not all of them. There were a few that made it through for some reason. I have no
Yeah.
idea. I don't know how that works. But
Well, but the other thing, and again, AEW's own channel, AEW, like the channel on YouTube, the clip of that thing.
yeah, because they're stupid. They're stupid. They block themselves.
Yeah, well, I mean, they edited out that footage, and it's like, you guys wanted this out, and now it's edited off your own. Like, did you like you said, did they copyright themselves? And like, oh, and now we got to like,
Oh,
what
they probably went through. There was probably a bunch of boxes to check, and they just went check all.
I don't
idiot.
get it. But yeah, no, it's hysterical. It's like, why, and that's the thing. Like, this is the other thing that gets me in general.
So hold on. Let me interrupt you. Nikita Koloff is in the chat. Hey, him.
Yes.
How do you keep John Cena out of the main event? How do you keep John Cena out of the main event?
You just can't see him? I don't know.
Jesus, Damien.
It's too much of a delay.
He should already
Punchline and hit it. Send it. Here we go. You can't. You can't.
And
That's it?
You can't. Is it because we can't see the answer?
Or you can't see Cena?
God. That's 2 in a row, buddy. They're bad.
Yeah, that was pretty bad.
They've been awful. Actually, you could jump into the 4th window here if you want and explain.
Please explain
your joke. Explain your joke.
But
I'm bump. Okay.
Yeah.
Jesus. All right.
But really quick about the copyright thing too. AEW strikes almost everybody for using their material. What don't they like? Was it AEW botches on Twitter? They strike them almost every time for stuff they use when people botch, and these guys want everybody to see it.
So some copyright strikes don't hurt your channel. Sometimes you get hit on videos, like the videos. I have like 4, but they're not against they don't go as copyright strikes. They just tell you to take down the content or edit the content. I'm pretty sure some sort of music. If you use someone's music, that'll get you copyright stricken. But other than that, I have no idea because a lot of times it filters it out immediately.
Yeah.
Khan was still at the fewer viewers than Triple H said. Airing same time as the audio of Nia Jax shitting into a.
What?
That's Deadpool.
Oh, nice, Kevin. That's a good one. Yeah, no. Again, what do we do next week? What do we do next week to pop ratings? Because we're back down to a 700. I predict
Tony Khan special Wednesday Dynamite announcement.
Before I read this next joke from Nikita Koloff, I predict that they will have less ratings next week. I predicted they have worse ratings next week than they had the week before. I believe they will be below 750,000 viewers.
I'm going to call 699 as an average.
What is the difference between Owen Hart and a cat? Hey, they can't all be gyms. Oh, okay.
Cat has more than
Cat
one
land
life.
on their feet.
No, yeah. Not
Cat
on the,
has 9 lives.
not on the turnbuckle.
Jesus.
Must be dying. Yeah, I predicted they'll have less than 750,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can open up with Ospreay all day long if you want. It's not going to help. It's not going to help. You can open up with Samoa Joe getting his ass handed to him. It's not going to help. I don't know what'll help. I really don't know what'll help this company.
Tony
I think we all
Khan
know the
Wednesday night announcement.
Barks Barbecue, not A&W. I think we all know that Barks is the best. Okay.
Or Vince showing up on AEW saying, I bought my competition.
And immediately bury Kenny Omega.
Yeah.
Well, he's not there anyway, so.
God. It's yeah. Anyway,
No, I agree. I agree. Like I see them. Like I said, I'm gonna call like as an overall average. I'll say actually. Let me change my call. I'm gonna say 701. 701,000 is going to be there.
Hey, you really moved the needle there.
That's a hell. Wow. I'll take $1, Bob.
Yeah, I'll buy that for $1.
Yeah. So
you guys know where that's.
You ever
from.
noticed like the whole time AEW's been in existence, all they do almost on a weekly basis with a promo or whatever is try and take shots at WWE or somebody in some capacity.
at least they're punching up. At least they're punching up. You know, this is the whole thing started. I think WWE started all this bullshit with the tampering of contracts and that kind of stuff, which, you know, originally set Tony into a fucking tizzy.
Yeah, but he's been in a whirlwind since, and he's just not stopping.
Man.
Yeah.
It's like that little pissed off kid on the playground.
Exactly. He's throwing
getting his ass kicked.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's terrible. It really is terrible. I mean, AEW is fucking. I mean, the matches weren't bad last night, but they meant. Yeah. What is a fucking eliminator?
I think it's a number one contender opportunity.
So if Dustin Rhodes,
you win it, you go straight. You get a title match.
So why wouldn't you just give the motherfucker a title match? If you beat him, if Dustin Rhodes would have beat Samoa Joe last night, another Rhodes in the main event, by the way.
Yeah.
If he would have beat Samoa Joe last night, the fucking world would have come to an end.
Yeah, but it wasn't a title match. It wasn't a title match.
Right, but it was an eliminator. So if he'd have won that fucking, he might as well. If he beat the heavyweight fucking champion, they'd have booked themselves into a 3-way with Swerve, Dustin, and Samoa Joe.
No.
The fuck? The fuck are we doing?
Yeah.
0 cents. Unless you're trying to keep Joe strong and have him not take the pin. To bring back fucking Hangman then.
Yeah, exactly. Just let Hangman take the pin every time.
One free slice of Little Caesars.
Tune in for your code to get one free slice of Little Caesars cheese only.
Special announcement.
Con next week.
Special announcement between. I will have a special announcement every quarter hour.
Yeah. By the way, the only thing I know the Eliminator as is John Cronus and Perry Saturn from ECW. The Eliminators.
We saw Perry Saturn this weekend.
Yeah, what's left of him?
What's left of him?
He's in bad shape. He don't look like Perry Saturn. He looks like a piece of Pluto. He doesn't look like Saturn anymore. He looks like a piece of Pluto.
I thought he was going to make a Uranus joke.
Genghis Khan was a
no. That's clear.
That is very clear. So it's unbelievable. Anyway, you guys got anything else? We're gonna jump off here. Nope,
I think we're good. I think we beat the dead horse that is AEW.
So we'll be back on Tuesday, right after Raw.
Yep.
Perfect.
Works for me.
All right, guys. Well, thank you for joining us. Who did, who did not. I don't know. If you get a chance, go to our YouTube page. Make sure you like and subscribe. Ring the bell. Let us know that you liked it. Yeah, fuck, I don't even care if you liked it. Lie. I don't give a shit. They all lie. Everyone lies. Just lie. Hit the button. I don't give a shit. Hit the button. And please share our Facebook page. We had JJ Valentine on here yesterday for a little bit, and he shared it out to a ton of people. I think I approved like 18 new people on our Facebook page. So
Must have been asleep.
yeah, you were awake. It was later last night. I just looked over
Oh.
like, oh my god, 18 approvals. None of them answered the questions.
There was one in there that didn't answer. I just left it pending.
Yeah, I like to make them wait. Make them wait. Anyway, that's good dude here for Highway Wrestling. No Austin today because he had wrestling training, so he'll be back probably on Tuesday, and we'll see you next time
On the hard way.
Peace.